Okay, guys, I wanted to follow up on the breathing exercise with the balloon tip that I gave you before, and I wanted to go a little bit further into it. So, what many of you don't realize is that there are common areas of our lungs that that are less likely to fill as naturally. We actually get really good at filling certain places of our lungs a lot better than others. So, some of the more common areas for us to get restricted is actually this upper chest. Okay, so if you look at problems we get with pneumonias and problems that we get with breathing and COPD and a lot of that, one of the places that we notice there's a lot of tendency for fluid to get more restricted, for flow to get more restricted and fluid to get more stuck, and is up in these upper, we call them apical areas of the lungs. And it's actually a common misconception that we're not supposed to breathe all the way up here into our chest. You know, your lung tissue actually comes clear up underneath your collarbone. And, we get to thinking that filling and moving these ribs and filling this area with air is only possible through using our neck. And that's actually not true. I'm going to show you a way to work on getting air into this upper area of your chest to help keep those more restricted areas open. Many of us stop trying to fill all the way up because we're afraid that we're engaging our neck. And if your lungs inflate like balloons, like we talked about in the first video, where they're pushing your rib cage open, you are going to actually expand that part of your rib cage and your lungs without having to use your neck. It's really hard. Most of us, or one sign that you might have that you are struggling to fill air into that area is chronic neck tension. Okay, and so I've been dealing with some chronic neck tension, so I figured this would be a good one for me to start with. So I'm going to have you watch me. I got myself set up over here, give you an example of how to do this. And you see, I got two pillows set up here, relatively big pillows. Some people are not gonna be able to tolerate the big pillows, but you can see, you can do this even on flat ground if pillows are too much for you. But what I'm gonna do is position myself in a way that's going to allow me to naturally fill more air up here and put me in a position to where my neck muscles are not at an advantage to work as well. So trying to get my camera to stay still. So I'm going to show you that. So I'm going to put my feet up here on a surface. It can be a bed, a couch, what have you, but you're going to get yourself into a 90-90 position, and you're going to position yourself so that your pillows actually stop right, see if I can show you, below this area here. Okay, so you really are going to have your entire head and cervical neck segments behind you. I'm going to show you what that looks like, and then you're going to practice that same breathing that I showed you with the balloon the other day. And then I'm going to do it with the balloon, and I'm going to do it without the balloon. But what I want you to notice is that I'm actually allowing this part of my rib cage to expand through three-dimensional opening from the inside. So I'm really not trying to use my neck. I'm not the best at this. I really need to work at this. So you may see it kick in, but really the idea is to work on opening those top apical lung areas where we tend to get a restricted airflow, blood flow, lymphatic flow, where things tend to get stuck. It's one of the common areas that we tend to have that happen. So it's a good way to work on your lung capacity. So what I'm going to do is position myself you notice the pillow stopped right here about my shoulders. So my entire head's gonna sit back, okay? And I don't wanna do a big chin tuck. I do want my head to stay flat and comfortable on the ground. I'm also gonna do a little something with my eyes. I'm gonna look my eyes down. That's gonna help me keep my head in that right position. So I'm looking my eyes down the entire time and opening my chest. And so the idea here is to get a little bit of control over that pelvis position. I want you to try to scoop that tailbone up. So I'm digging my heels into this chair, into this fireplace a little bit, pulling down and allowing my tailbone to lift up. I'm not bridging. I'm just trying to bring a little activation, a little scoop of that pelvis. I'll let those arms relax. Don't let my head relax, but I'm gonna use my eyes to really look down. I might see the top of my knees. And I'm gonna do that really big breathing. I'm gonna breathe in through my nose and all the way out through my mouth. Really trying to get this engagement right here and holding for a good 5 seconds. Then my tongue goes up. I breathe out. Really get my hamstrings and my abs engaged. My eyes are working. I bring my tongue up, seal my lips. And I let that suctioning open my rib cage from the inside out. I'm going to show you with the balloon. And with each breath, it's important for me to allow that air to come in all the way to my chest, to not stop short, to just allow that suctioning to push you open. So that is tip number one of one of the areas that we commonly get restricted. If you want to add on to that little balloon activity, this is a good way if you feel like, oh yeah, I feel like my neck gets tight a lot. Maybe I'm a little narrow in here. That indication that maybe you don't get a lot of good airflow up here. So this is one activity that you could try to work on that. I hope everybody's doing well, and hope you're getting some sunny weather like we are here. Get outside. If you can, it's one of the few things that we can do. So hope you have a good day.